people who are in a state of invasion. Welcome back to another edition of the Immigration Answer Show. My name is Jim Hacking. This is episode number 780 of the Immigration Answer Show. How's everybody doing? Happy Saturday to those of you on TikTok, those of you on YouTube. I'll be here for the next hour trying to answer as many immigration law related questions as I can. What's going on? How is everybody? Good to see Tyrone is here. Hope. Green Crazy. Jihad is here. Wesleyan, hello, dear Wesleyan, how are you? Big up to all the Yardies. Nurse Laura is here. Saring is here. Roy is ready for class. Mr. Tusk is here. Julian, hello. Julian had a concussion. I hope you're doing okay, Julian. Shauna is here. Dammy, hello. Nadav, Nene is here. Glenn, Christine, I see a lot of our favorites. Priscilla, Paige, hello. Traylene, Shami, Wilfredo. And today's Happy Women's Day. So good stuff. How is everybody? All right, so I'll try to get to questions on TikTok. I will start on the show with Not So Sunny. Hello.
Hi, can you hear me?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, well, unfortunately, I am married to someone with a 10-year green card. We have children now. It is my belief that he has been unfaithful throughout and even our marriage and before. I was just wondering if there's anything I can do about it from like the immigration standpoint, or not really, because he has his 10-year green card, in terms of perhaps him going to get citizenship.
Are you still married?
Yeah, it's just been a couple of weeks since I just found out some stuff, like with proof, just looking at items he has, phones and such.
I'm very sorry to hear that happened. That sucks.
Yeah, I know. Thank you so much.
Sure. To answer your question, pretty much once the person gets their 2-year green card, not even their 10-year, but just their 2-year green card or their 10-year green card, it's really hard to, I would never help someone mess with somebody else's immigration status, even if they're a cheater. So I don't really do that.
Okay.
It's like a company policy, but it's pretty hard to pull off to keep them from, but who knows, with Trump, maybe they'd be more receptive to bad information from a disgruntled U.S. citizen spouse.
I wondered. Okay, yeah, that's all I really want to know. Is there something like a 3-year versus the 5-year, maybe for citizenship path? I mean, I know I've heard you say, oh, you should have your spouse present if you go for your interview or your for your citizen naturalization, or
if that person were calling me, I would say wait the full 5 years so that you don't have to redo up the marriage. But if there have been situations where U.S. citizens dump a bunch of bad information about the immigrant to USCIS, and they use that when they apply for citizenship.
Okay.
All right.
Thank you so much.
I'm sorry you're going through that.
I know. Thank you. Okay. Bye-bye.
Bye. All right. I'm going to go to Ola and then Happy German and then Clive. If you turn off your camera, I'll get to you after them. All right. So let's go to Ola. Hello.
Good morning, Mr. Jim. Thank you for picking my call.
For sure.
Yeah. I have a application for marriage with to U.S. citizen. The USCIS requested for RFE, but in the RFE, they specifically stated there that they gave me 3 months that whether if I submit the RFE or I don't submit the RFE, they will go ahead to take decision to take decision on my case. But what wonders me is that they have never invited me for any interview. Is that possible?
Sure. What did they ask for in the request for evidence?
Tax clearance, proof of marriage, and proof of having any children together.
So that means you filed a thin case. They don't like your case.
Okay. Then secondly, on the task clearance, I just filed my task clearance, but can I submit the task clearance which is being done by taskman, or I need to wait for the task transcript from the IRS?
I don't know what a tax clearance letter is. Does that mean you were behind on your taxes and now you're caught up? Is that what that means?
No, my current taxes.
Oh, well, if they've asked for it, give it to them. If they haven't asked for it, just sit tight.
Okay. They asked for it.
Then you give it to them.
Okay. Thank you so much, Mr. Jim.
Good luck, Ola. See you, buddy. All right. Happy Herman, hello.
Oh, sorry. It's Happy. Sorry, I mistyped. I just wanted to hop on here and thank you. My case was approved. It was an N400 and I130 case. That was just a combined interview. I really appreciate all of your help. I've been a client with the firm since 2020 and I don't know if you remember it, but I still vividly remember my first phone call with you in person and you saying, hey, this is really the best route to go. The fiance visa would of course be helpful, but just doing the green card, doing it through a spouse and doing it right away makes more sense. Sort of, it was very eye-opening. Sort of like, what are you waiting for? And that was awesome. My attorney was Tim Rudolph. He was amazing. Just was there on Thursday and supported us. And the officer was awesome. I think we had really good evidence, but the officer was awesome. He had even said something along the lines of like, with this new administration, like it's horrible. We have to ask all of these extra questions, and for the 10-year, we probably wouldn't have even come in for the 10-year. We probably wouldn't have had to come in for the interview, the N400, of course, but he just was surprisingly, from an immigration officer, not super happy with the Trump administration. Talked about like it was a really comfortable conversation. The 2-year green card was with Armani, and that was much. She was much stricter. The officer, and just separated us. One tip I want to give everybody is, he had said that the officer had said that he had never seen Christmas cards being identified, being submitted for evidence. That's obviously a great, if you and your spouse are sending out Christmas cards, then that's obviously a great way of proving, okay, we have family, we have a joint life, things like that. And if you're receiving some, it shows proof of address and also shows the same thing. So he was very happy with it. It was very laid back. Now just waiting on the oath ceremony, and yeah, can't thank you enough for everything you do. I mean, you're sitting here on your weekend on a Saturday. That's don't know a lot of lawyers that are doing that.
Well, thanks for the post yesterday. It made my day. I love the picture. Thanks for the call today. I'm very happy for you. I know when Amani came back from your 2-year green card interview, she was like, man, that was rough. So
you even remember it. Okay. Wow.
Yeah.
Yes.
So I'm glad that everything worked out. And I'm sure Tim will tell me, but when you get your citizenship, let me know. Okay.
Sounds great. I also had one quick question for you.
Sure.
So I was chatting with a friend yesterday who is moving overseas. I know him from grad school. I haven't seen him in a while. And we had the plan of me visiting him in April. Going to Denver and visiting him in April next month. However, the officer said that they are trying to schedule the oath ceremony within sort of the end of the month or start of next month. So I'm just wondering, should I book it? Should I not? I obviously want to be there for the oath ceremony. What are your thoughts?
Given what's going on, I would grab my citizenship and then go.
Yeah. I mean, he's not going to be here, and I work in a school, so that's school vacation for me, so I wouldn't be able to go in another time. But I had a feeling you were going to say that.
Yeah. And Imani would really say that. She had a client in December before Trump took office that wanted to post. She said, "Oh," she asked the officer, "Oh, can I have my ceremony like in March?" And Imani's like, "No, we're not doing that."
Mm-hmm.
So, good job, brother.
Sounds great. Thank you
Thanks
so
for the
much.
call. Have a great day.
Of course. Bye-bye.
Oh, what a nice call. That was great. All right. So people are asking for the phone number and TikTok. So our phone number at the office is 314-961-8200. Calling the office is for people that want to hire us to be their lawyers. The purpose of this show is so that my lawyers don't have to spend all day talking to people who just want information and aren't serious about hiring us. So please call or email the office if you're thinking about hiring us. All right, let's see what TikTok has to say. Is there a way to expedite an I-751? Oh, that's a great question, and there is. Hina, can you Slack me that? The best way to expedite an I-751 is to file an N-400. Hi, you didn't think I was going to say that, but that is true. What moves a 751 is to file for naturalization because the naturalization goes faster. Somebody is asking for the link. Here's the link. You know, today's the 8th day of Ramadan, and tonight we're going to our friend the Fooley's house. And Dr. Fooley is one of the first people I met after I converted. He and his wife Suma are great. They're making us dinner, and the boys are coming. The boys are home. Two of the boys are home. Yusuf and Ibrahim are on spring break, and they paid Imani quite the compliment. They asked her to bring her baklava, so that's quite a compliment from Egyptians to ask you to bring your dessert, and especially an Egyptian dessert. That's like, so Imani's hit the big time with her baking skills, and I had some last night, and man, was it good. Woo! Clive is here. Hello, Clive.
Oh, hi, Jim. I'm sorry. I'm just sitting in, and I hope that's not a problem. But I had previously come in and asked my questions, so I just saw something by observing.
Yeah. Oh, you just wanted to observe?
Yeah.
Oh, then you can't hang out here because I need the space for everybody else. Just watch it on YouTube or Facebook.
Okay, good. All right. Sorry about that then. Thanks.
Yeah. Yep. All right. That means a room opened up. I'm going to go to Khalifa and then to Uncle Jim. Hello, Khalifa.
How you doing, sir?
Is your first name Wiz?
No.
Oh,
I wish it was. Good. How you doing?
Yeah, we'd be rich. What's up?
Yeah, I just had a question about like immigration practice, not necessarily a case. So
Okay.
I want to give you like an instance. Let's say somebody is admitted to the New York bar, right?
Okay.
But they choose to go live in St. Louis. Would they need to get admitted in St. Louis to practice immigration law, or they could just practice?
So you're on an LLM, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, that's the great thing. So about the bar, if you get admitted in any one bar, you can practice immigration across the country.
Perfect. All right, I just wanted to know that was my question.
You got it. Thanks, Khalifa.
Right,
see you, buddy.
thank you. All right.
Speaking of the bar, so there's a guy that was in my law school class, or no, the year behind me. His name is Ed Martin. He's the interim U.S. attorney for the District of Columbia. This guy is such a clown. He demoted all the prosecutors, all the top U.S. attorneys in Washington, D.C., which is one of the most celebrated U.S. attorneys' offices in the country. He demoted all the people that worked on January 6th. Dick Durbin filed a bar complaint against him yesterday because he represented January 6th defendants, and while still representing them, he acted as the U.S. attorney and dismissed their criminal charges. So he was representing the U.S. government and the defense at the same time. I think that's a bar complaint that has legs. And I hope that you can only be an interim U.S. attorney for 120 days. The guy's such a clown. If the Senate passes him, I will literally roll over dead if the U.S. Senate passes him. If the Democrats don't use their filibuster for this clown, then they might as well just give up for the next 2 years, because this guy has no business being the U.S. attorney in Washington, D.C., much less anywhere else. Uncle Jim, hello.
Hey, Uncle Jim. I'm so excited to ask my question today.
Awesome.
You did my lawsuit, and Yeah, I'm just so happy. I have two questions. The first one is I got my asylum approved last year.
Nice.
And thank you. I have no criminal record, and I have my asylee travel document. What are my chances of me traveling to Africa and be able to come back?
Well, first I would wait to see what countries are on Trump's list. It sounds like the list is coming out pretty soon. Number two, you're not going to go to the country that you got asylum from, right?
100%, yes.
You are not going to?
Yes, I'm not.
Okay, good. I would still lay low for a couple months. And if you got your asylum a year ago, then you should be almost in time for your green card, right?
Correct.
I would wait until I got my green card to leave, most likely.
Okay.
You can email me for sure, since you were a past client. You can email me if you want, and we can talk about it. But I'm just the presidency, the executive branch has such discretion about what they do at the border. I'm just really worried about people traveling.
Yeah. Okay. So normally, is it like, let's say, what are the percentage if I was to go after?
You're breaking up a little bit.
I'm asking, what are the percentage if I was to go after the travel banned country after, like if I'm not in the travel ban?
Maybe 10%. But what if you can't come back for 6 months? I mean, I think it's a small chance. I think it's a small chance, but it's a big consequence. That's the only thing.
Correct. Yeah. Yeah. That's all my question.
Have a great day.
Thank you.
TikTok does weird things. TikTok just put a big handlebar mustache and a cowboy hat on me. Maybe somebody did that. Maybe someone watching the show did that. Do affidavits of support need to be signed by the person, or do their full name at the end work? Yes, they need affidavit of supports need to be signed. Yeah, Harold sent me a hat and mustache. Thank you, Harold. I liked having my hat and mustache. That was pretty fun. Yeah, it'll get rejected if it's not signed. I-130 for my husband 1 year. Pending. I-130 for my husband 1 year. He's in Colombia. We just had a baby 2 weeks ago. Anything we can do. It'll probably be a couple more months before it's finished at USCIS, and then you're talking about a year at the embassy. So no, I don't really think there's a way to do that. All right, Kim is here. Hello.
Hey, Jim. Happy Women's Day, and thank you so much for helping us all. God bless you for that.
Thanks.
My question's short and sweet. It's just going to be this. I got an RFE basically yesterday, and what they're saying, it's an RFE for the public charge. It's please provide response to the following questions related to the public charge grounds of inadmissibility, which are found on pages 13 and 14 of the Form I-485. Place your initials and the date.
Did you leave it blank, or why? Did you leave it blank, or they just had more questions about what you put?
Right. So I left it blank because back then I misinterpreted that question, where it's kind of hard to understand what it says.
Very hard to understand, and you might be surprised to learn that I was telling people the wrong answer. I was telling everyone to say no when I should have been telling people to say yes, until the fine people that watch this show disabused me of my mistake and taught me that, yeah, you have to say yes.
That's exactly the situation. And they corrected me and told me, hey, you are actually subject to public charge. And so my question is this. When I submitted that document, I did this application back in 2023. And so the version was 2 versions old. Right now, there's a new version. And the information they've specified is on the old version. That's my original application. If I look at the new version, they're totally different. The different numbers, different pages. So my questions are these. Do I use the new version, or do I go to the copy of what I had and use the old version? And then do I send the entire packet, or do I just send the 2 pages that were mentioned?
Yeah, so you're just going to send them the 2 pages of mention of the form that you filed. Are you there? Kim, are you there? Kim, if you watch us later or can hear me, I would file the 2 pages.
I'm still here. Sorry, I'm still here.
Okay. I would file the pages of the form that you submitted that you left blank.
Okay. Thank you so much. Sorry, somebody called me while I was talking to you. I'm like,
no
oh
worries.
my gosh. Oh yeah.
See you, buddy.
Thanks so much. All right.
Good luck. All right, bye. All right. Let's go to Z. Hi, Z.
Hi, Jim.
How are you?
I'm doing good. And yourself?
I'm doing great myself. Thank you.
Jim, first of all, I want to thank you because of your firm and because of you that I'm in the States now. Because it was your firm back in 2021. I was still back in India, and my mother-in-law had hired your company from St. Louis itself. And it was Caitlin, I think, the paralegal back then.
Yeah, great.
Yes, sir. And I've been here since 4 years now.
Nice.
Yes, sir. I had a quick question for you. Back in 2023, I filed for my application to remove conditions on my conditional green card, and I've been waiting for it since the past 2 years now. Which eventually I realized I should apply for my N400, which I did 1st of January, and then I've been waiting for. So the important question here is I have an LLC for the past 3 years, and I for my 2023 taxes I have a payment arrangement made with the IRS, and I uploaded the letter that I have that acknowledges the payment arrangement that I have with the IRS, and so my question is, do you think if I paid up my taxes before my interview comes up, would that improve my chances of approval with the USCIS for my N400? If I paid up my taxes, I have a payment arrangement. I've already paid 50% of it, but I'm thinking, is it because I still have some due taxes? It's not exactly due, but like I said, I have a payment arrangement. But if I did pay up my taxes in full before my interview comes up, while it's still being processed, still being reviewed, and I uploaded it into my my online account, do you think it would improve my chances of approval?
Yes.
Okay.
I think you answered your question. Yeah. I always tell people it's okay to be on a payment plan, but I'd rather have you borrow the money from someone else and pay them back, because that has no bearing on your citizenship. So yeah, if you have the ability to pay off that last 50% before your interview, I would do it. I don't know if you need to do it and upload it. I would just bring it to the interview and just tell them that you've paid it all off, because that question will be asked.
Okay. Thank you very much, sir. And
Bye, Z.
Second, I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, you go ahead, buddy.
No, I was just gonna say, so my father, he's 78 years old, and he's been recently he's been unwell, and I would really like to go visit him. Do you think an ailing or unwell father would make a good case for an expedition?
For Nats?
Excuse me, that again?
Naturalization? For
naturalization? For naturalization, the case that has been pending. Do you think if I told them that my father is very unwell, he's 78 years old, and I would really like to go visit him, given another current political...
They would say they gave you a 4-year extension letter, you can go. You don't need anything to be expedited.
But given the current political climate,
they won't expedite because you're anxious because Trump's an asshole. They won't expedite for that.
Okay. But do you think what do you advise me leaving? I do have the letter from them. It says that we gave you a 4-year extension.
You got a green card? What country?
India, sir.
Yeah, you're fine.
I don't have the green card. I mean, I have the expired green card. I don't have the
expired green card. You got the 4-year extension letter and you got your passport. You're good to go.
Oh, so you think even with the current situation, with everything that's been going on, that should not be a problem at all?
No.
Okay. So you think even with the current situation,
I'm gonna let you go. I answered that like 3 times. I'm gonna go now. I'm gonna go to Mooj and then Rawlings, and then first let's see what's going on TikTok. Initially skipped interview, but now I've been called for interview. I came on a K1. Should I be worried? Yeah, I'd be worried. I'd be thinking about why are they scheduling me for an interview? The officers have been telling our lawyers at the interviews that they are now having to ask every single question on every single application. So you know how I tell you guys that you should practice listening to the questions being asked to you? you need to listen to the questions being asked to you. So either have someone record the questions for you so you can listen to it on your headsets, or once a week while your case is pending forever, have them read the questions to you out loud, because they're now being told to ask every single question on every application. Now, they did this last time, and I think that lasted for about 3 months, and then the officers went back to doing what they wanted. Maybe they'll figure out a way to crack down on that. Or maybe they'll start recording people's interviews. I don't know. But pretty soon officers will go back to doing it the way they want, especially well-seasoned officers, although they'll probably all quit because they don't like working for who. Mooj is here. Hello, Mooj.
Hey, Jim. How are you?
I'm well. How are you doing?
I'm good. I've been following your show for quite a while, but I kind of took a break, and now I got some issues that I was trying to get back on your show and ask the questions that I have.
Great.
So pretty much, so I have, actually, this is about one of my brother. He's a U.S. citizen, and his wife. And so his wife came into the U.S. through, what happens back in Afghanistan. So he came into the U.S. and then he got a Forms I-194, and then they applied for adjustment of status. I think what happened, they sent the old form or something. Somehow that applications got rejected, and the USCIS sent them a letter stating that they have to resend it with the updated form. So I'm not that familiar with the Form I-194, so I need to know like what kind of form is that, and do they have to resubmit that applications themselves without hiring an attorney, or do you think that we should hire your office? Or if you want to hire your office, how much is it going to cost? If let's say if I want to tell them like, yeah, just call this number, hire this attorney.
How do they enter the United States?
So they entered legally through
Parole.
So basically, he's from Afghanistan. So what happens back in 2021? So his wife already had an approved I-130, and she was waiting for the interview. And almost it was the time for interview for the U.S. Embassy in Kabul. That's when everything kind of collapsed, and she got a chance to basically get evacuated.
Yep, I remember those days. Yep.
And then once she got evacuated, she legally get into the U.S. She has a stamps in her passports and all the stuff, but they applied and then they kind of delayed it. They kind of being lazy.
So she's married to a U.S. citizen?
She is, yes.
Okay. So as of right now, she has nothing on file?
She applied, but she doesn't have on file. No, like she applied, they
got rejected,
and
there's nothing being processed for her right now.
That's right.
Right. Okay. So our legal fee would probably be around $6,000, $6,500, because we charge $5,500 for a regular case, and then it's sort of jacked up because she's been here out without anything cooking, and she filed the rejected thing. So we probably charge a little bit extra. So probably around $6,500 for us.
Okay. And like, so what should she do? Like, does she have to apply for adjustment of status, or what's the legal?
It's the whole thing. She's just it's a complicated history, but at the end of the day, she's just someone who's been legally paroled into the United States. She's married to a U.S. citizen, so she has to file for adjustment. So that's, the I-130 petition, the green card, the work card, the travel doc, all that stuff.
Okay. And do you think that it's better to hire an attorney, or like your office?
She needs a lawyer. Nope. They need a lawyer.
Oh, okay. Okay. So what number should we call, like, to?
Yep. 314-961-8200.
Okay. I think I see it on the, okay, 314-961-8200. Okay. I'll pass them this number, and I'll have them to give you a call.
Yeah, and tell them that Mooj sent you, and that we said we'd give a little discount because Mooj referred her.
Okay. Yeah. I've been following your show for 9 or 10 years. You didn't have all these applications that you're using now.
Well, it was back in the day. Yeah. Awesome. Thanks for the call. Have a great day.
Take care. Thanks. Bye.
All right. How long after an I-601A approval for appointment in Mexico don't have a priority date? Probably 2 years. If Trump stops Syrians from coming to the United States, will that stop my wife from getting into the U.S.? Yes, it will. If I got my 2-year conditional green card without an interview, do you think I'll get an interview for the 751? These days, I would say yes. These days, I would say yes. All right, let's go to George Jetson. Hello.
Hello, Jim. Can you hear me?
Yep.
So 2 questions. I watch your show all the time. So, but
awesome.
now that we're using no names and no faces, it's good. So I have 2 questions. I have a friend who came in 2016, and they filed for asylum, and it was over. They had cultural issues from Nigeria, as well as some political issues. Essentially, the summary is they came here because they were trying to have kids. They eventually had kids, but family cultural things. They wanted to give her incisions because she had lost multiple pregnancies. But they've been here since 2016, 2017. They filed asylum and they haven't heard back since then. They've been renewing EADs. And my question is there anything they can do to kind of speed things up?
Did a lawyer file their asylum case, or did they file their asylum case?
I think they did file their asylum case themselves.
Okay, it doesn't sound like a particularly strong asylum case to me.
Okay.
So, whenever you've had an asylum case that's been pending for almost 9 years,
right.
I can get them an interview probably in about 2 months. Do you know where they live or which asylum
they live
office
in Maryland. Maryland.
Yeah. Yes, Arlington. So if I sued them, they'd have their interview in about 2 months. So it sounds to me that it doesn't sound like the strongest case. It sounds like a lawyer didn't file it. So the first thing I would suggest is they have somebody review it to see if it's a strong case, and B, is it a case that needs to be updated? Because obviously things change in the course of 9 years, right? There's things that change in the home country that might make it worse for them to go back or make it safer for them to go back. Or there might be things that happen to them here in the United States that might impact the asylum case. So I think the first thing is having somebody evaluate whether this is a good asylum case or not. If it's a bad asylum case, then I wouldn't sue. If it's a good asylum case, then I would get it ready, get it stronger, get it all squared away, and then I'd sue, because Arlington's going to schedule them for an interview in about 6 or 8 weeks.
That's Maryland it's Arlington, Virginia, or Arlington,
Virginia. Yeah, I would imagine. I mean, I don't know for sure in which state goes where, but it's either New Jersey or Arlington.
Okay. Second question. My wife's N400 was finally scheduled for an interview for Tuesday, and I would like to add our case to your numbers for N400.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, because we've been using your show as a basis. So I got my N400 last year. She got scheduled for next week. So I just wanted to add that to say we'll happily, after Tuesday, would come back and would happily add our numbers to you.
Awesome. That's great. Well, let me know. Hopefully it goes great.
Yeah. Thank you very much, Jim. Sorry. How do they get in touch with it? Should I because they've been should they email you? Okay.
Send an email to them and to info@ and say, this is George. I was on the show with Jim at about the 30-minute mark on Saturday.
Okay.
And then we'll connect with them.
Thank you very much, Jim. Have a rest of the Rumble. Yeah.
Congrats. Good luck to your wife.
Thank you. Bye.
All right. We like good news when people become citizens. Will the travel ban apply to green card holders returning from affected countries? Last time it did for about a week or 2. So again, this is why I'm telling people to be in the United States. All right, I'm going to go to Lonely, then Steven, and then Constantine if he turns off his camera. Lonely, hello.
Hello, Jim.
How you doing?
Hi, how are you?
Great.
Yeah, brother. I have a question.
Go for it.
Yeah. I came here to America in 2021 with a B1, B2 visa.
Okay.
And after 5 months, I married with the American green card holder. And then she filed for me I-130 and the adjustment of status. And for some reasons, there's she after asked for divorce, and she get the divorce after 6-7 months. And the meanwhile, I got the my employment card and social security.
Okay.
And in 2022, when I check the status of my application, they say the withdrawal I-130 and deny. So after that, I have no status. I become like overstay or what?
Yes, you're an overstay.
Yeah, and then last year in the February 2024, I married again with the green card holder, and we are together until now, more than 1 year. So my question is, when I married, I was in the status, and there's no any condition for me that because I was married and I was out of status because the marriage was not working. So now there's any chance for me to become in the status? Can I apply for any?
How did your spouse, your current spouse, get their green card?
She got a green card with Asylum.
Okay, and how long has she had her green card?
She have a green card until she eligible to apply for citizenship in January 26.
So in January.
Yeah.
Okay.
January 9.
Yep. So you will not get your green card unless and until she becomes a citizen, because of two reasons. One is there's a backlog of about 3 years for the spouses of green card holders to actually get their green card. That's one thing. But the bigger thing for you is if you're married to a green card holder, you have to be in status at the time that you apply and at the time that you apply. And so you were not in status at the time you applied. Now, if she becomes a citizen, then the overstay is forgiven. So nothing's going to happen in your case in a positive way until she becomes a U.S. citizen. Does that make sense?
Yes, but my question is, when I was first married, then I was in the status, so there's no any forgiveness.
No, that's nothing.
No, nothing. So I just wait for the citizenship and then I can apply.
When did she withdraw the case?
She withdrew the case after 7 months.
So like what? 2021?
Yeah, and 2021 and then 2022's the case was denied.
So you've been out of status since then, which means you'd have a 10-year bar if you left the United States.
Yeah.
So that doesn't cover, or that doesn't mean you were in status at the time you married wife number 2.
All right. I was out of status, yes.
Yep, you still are out of status.
Yes.
Yep. So the trick is to get her citizenship fast. Hopefully, file. She can apply 3 months early, so 4 years and 9 months. She should apply right away, and then she can let them know that she became a citizen in your case, and then things should go faster on your case.
So once she becomes citizen, then I can apply for, or when she applied for citizenship?
You already did. You already did, right? Don't you have a 485 on file?
Who? Me or she?
You. Right now, you have You said she filed an I-130 for you, right?
No, the first one, not the second one. I mean, the first.
So the new wife hasn't filed anything for you.
Right. No, she's nothing filed for me anything now. But that's why we want to know, we have any choice to file anything or not?
Yeah. You should file. I would file the I-130 and the 485, or at least the I-130. You want to have that set.
Yeah.
And then when she becomes a citizen, then you file for the 485.
All right. So we should file I-130, and for this one we need the lawyer.
I would say this case needs a lawyer. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. So how to reach you?
You can email us info@hackingimmigrationlaw.com. It's on the bottom of the screen, info@hackingimmigrationlaw.com, or you can call us at 314-961-8200. And just say I was lonely. I was on the show with Jim on Saturday around 35-minute mark.
Okay. So actually, I tried to call your office, and then it's difficult to reach you. So that's why my questions.
That's exactly right. That's what I want. I want it to be difficult to reach me. That's what the show's for.
Okay. Thank you very much. I will mention. Thank you, Ramadan Mubarak. Thank you.
Ramadan Kareem. Thank you. All right. Can I file my I-751 while separated and not divorced? Yeah, but you probably don't want to. You don't want to file a 751 that makes it look like everything's good with the marriage. It'd be better to get divorced and file on your own. Stephen, if you turn off your camera, I'll pull you up next. Stephen is here. Hello.
Hey, Jim, how you doing, man?
Great. Did I say your name right, or is it Stefan?
How you doing?
Good.
I got a question.
Okay.
So I came here with Parole. I'm Haitian. So I got married with a US citizen like in September. In December, I applied for the green card. And I got the interview for February 27.
Yep.
And I went to the interview, they didn't take me. Like they told me they're not ready to take me right today. And they just send me like, they told me like, go home and wait. And since that day, I don't have nothing. Did not text, no email, no mail, nothing.
Do you know why?
No, I don't know why.
Okay. What country are you from?
I'm from Haiti.
So on February 14th, the acting deputy director of USCIS, a man named Andrew Davidson, sent out a memo that said, we are going to pause any case in which the beneficiary, like you, was paroled into the United States. So the reason your case got processed all the way and then they canceled your interview was because it was 13 days after that memo came out. Okay?
Okay. So for now, there's nothing to do, right?
Well, no, there is. So I'm suing. This is the lawsuit that I'm getting ready to file next week, and I need more people from Haiti. So you can be included. I'm not going to charge you to be included to go after the government and try to get that order, that memo from February 14th thrown out so that you can get your interview and get your case back on track.
Yeah, because I got the interview on January 21st.
Yeah. So that's a perfect example of my situation, of what I'm talking about. So your case was right on track, and then just because they felt like it, they stopped. So if you can email me your I-94 and your receipt notice and your interview notice and all of your contact information to info@, we can add you to the lawsuit, because we're going to file it like Monday and Tuesday. Today's sort of the deadline to let me know that people want to be in the lawsuit or not.
Okay, I'm gonna send it to right away.
Okay, great. I'll look in there over the weekend, and when I'm working on the complaint, I'll add you.
That email?
Yeah, email info@hackingimmigrationlaw.com, and then I'll send you, there's a little form I need you to fill out. I'll send it to you.
All right, okay, thank you.
Thanks, bud. All right. Yes, we're getting ready to file a big lawsuit. Big up, Donna. Yesterday, I spoke to the National Society of Black Engineers, which my kids thought were funny because they said, Dad, you're speaking at the National Society of Black Engineers, but I talked to the international students there, but they said, you're not Black and you're not an engineer. But I was talking about immigration for people that want to stay. So that was good. So there were probably 4 or 5 from Jamaica. So I gave them all big ups, and they were very happy about that. Constantine, hello.
Hi, Jim. Thank you so much for everything you do. Can you hear me?
I hear you just fine. Thank you.
Perfect. Awesome. Cool. I have a couple of questions. I'm going through employment-based immigration, EB2 green card. I work for a public university. I-140 has been approved. I filed adjustment of status for myself, with my wife, right? So myself, my wife, and my daughter, 9 years old. And since it's now pending, my H-1B visa needs to be extended, and that's already beyond 6 years. And so one of the questions I have is, my employer wants me to pay those $460. Am I understanding correctly? That's not legal. That's not how it should be.
$460 for
H-1B extension.
That's a close call. I don't know that the regs say either way. I'd have to check, but I think, I don't know. You can email me. I can ask Andrew. We can check it out. But
I thought honestly that that employer is supposed to pay for everything. So when it comes to H-1B.
That's true.
Okay. I'll email you guys.
Yeah, just email me. I'll talk to Andrew.
Oh yeah, cool. Thank you. Another question. So Me and my wife were recently reviewing I-765 and I-485 that we submitted. We found like two small mistakes. One of them was that for my wife, the gender was male instead of female, and we didn't include her names that she used before the marriage and when she was born. So I went to USCIS official website, and it says that if we have online account at my USCIS, and if we don't have the decision yet, then we should submit that as an unsolicited evidence. All the documents, but basically a letter asking to change it with the documents. Am I correct there?
Yeah, I would do an errata sheet, ERRATA, errata sheet, and go on my YouTube channel and look up the video on how to prepare an errata sheet. It talks all about how to do it.
Errata sheet. Okay, cool. Errata sheet. We have actually called USCIS, and we got to a guy. I don't think honestly he wanted really to speak to us. I think he was busy with something else.
That's a waste of time. Just do what we said. Make the errata sheet and upload it to your portal.
Okay, perfect, awesome. And last question: since I'm going through employment-based immigration, like EB2, right, and I work for public university in South Carolina, actually, also like an underserved area. So even with Trump, am I likely to be called for an interview, or what is it?
I think pretty soon everyone's going to get an interview.
Gotcha. Okay.
Just to slow things down.
Perfect. Yeah. Well, thank you so much. Really appreciate it.
And see, bud.
Bye.
He's doing a great job. He's this close to getting his green card. That's pretty good. All right. Let's go to RB. Hello.
Hi, Jim. Good morning.
Good morning. How are you?
Not too bad. First, thanks for everything you do. Happy Women's Day to your wife.
Hey, hold on. It's too loud behind you. I can't hear, and you're talking too fast. So you got to talk slower, and you got to go somewhere quiet.
Just one second for me, please. 1 second.
All right. In the meantime, I'm going to get the slide ready tomorrow.
Yes. Sorry about that, Jim.
That's okay.
Yeah. Happy Women's Day to your wife, Donna and Nurse Laura, the usual suspect. You know them?
Yes.
Now, I have a couple of questions for you. But the first thing is that I got my green card in March of 2023. I got 10-year green card, which I was supposed to get the 2-year. I filed a I90 replacement green card. I'm still waiting for that to be adjudicated. I also filed my I-751 in January of 2025, and I got my 48-month extension.
Good.
Now, when I look at the, I'm a regular of the show, so I think I know the answer, but it's just that I want your confirmation.
Sure.
Is that I look at the biometric, I look at the online portal, and it told me that I was scheduled for a biometric appointment on my 751. But when I checked back, I was waiting on a letter because they told me that they were sending me a letter to this effect. I was waiting on that. And when I do check back the online portal, it told me now on February 20th, my I-485 is I am actively reviewing your I-485 for permanent residence and adjustment of status, and I never applied for a I-485. So it puzzled me. It's puzzling me right now, as in because I use the same receipt number from the I-751 that I got, and it's the same receipt number that they're telling me now that they're actively reviewing the adjustment of status application. I don't get it with that. Could that be a mistake on USCIS part?
You said you're a longtime listener. I don't believe much of anything they put on that online. I'm just really glad that you filed the I-90, and I'm really glad that they receipted your 751. Sometimes when they give you the 10-year green card by mistake, getting them to actually issue you a receipt on the 751 that you filed, even though apparently you didn't need to, according to them, I think that's great. So if I'm you, I'm just sitting tight. I'm not looking at the online portal. I'm just letting it all play out. You've done everything you're supposed to do.
Yeah, I know that. I know that. I know, and you guide me into that. Now, the other question that I have is that one, when I came, they created an online account for me through the I-551. They give me an account number because I did not have like a USCIS account. Now,
Yeah.
I went and I create my account. Now I tried to get the I90 case and the because I filed the I-751 on paper-wise. I filed it paper. I did not file that online.
Okay.
So now when I submitted that, I mistakenly put the account number that they gave me and not my account number. So I don't have the two cases tied together. Is that a problem or not?
No, that's not a problem.
It's not a problem. Okay, thanks a lot for clearing that up for me. And I suspect all that I had in mind that you wanted. It's just that I need your validation in saying that, well, it's okay.
I think that's about half of what this show's about, is making people feel better about the crazy world that they find themselves in.
True.
Thanks, brother.
Anyhow, yeah, thanks a lot, Jimmy. You have a nice day.
Yep. All right, Lima, if you turn off your camera, I'll pull you up next. Oh, he's got his camera on. Hello, Lima.
Hi, Jim.
How are you?
Wonderful. How are you?
Great. How are you doing?
Wonderful. So I have a question. I'm sorry, I don't take your time that much. So I have conditional green card and it's gonna expire the coming April 18. I applied for I-751. They sent me the receipt on February 3, this past February 3. And then they send me another letter saying they're gonna use fingerprint from the previous one. And then so I was just waiting, and in the meantime, suddenly, all of a sudden, they send me another letter saying you have to apply for your conditional green card removal. I just received the letter from my email box, mailbox. So I don't know why they send me that one, and I just confused by what to do.
So you filed pretty early in the 90 days?
So I'm sorry?
So you know that you have 90, you have to apply for your 751 in the 90 days leading up to your expiration date, right? You have that.
Yes, I did that. So they received in February 3.
Right. So what I'm saying is, in those 90 days, you applied very early. Like you filed almost as soon as you could, right?
Yeah, I mean, just within the 90 days period, yeah.
But like early in the 90-day period, like you.
Yeah.
So that letter that you got had nothing to do with the 751 that you filed. It had to do with the start date on your green card, and that was just triggered. In other words, it like passed in the mail. Like they sent that letter automatically whether you had filed or not.
Oh, so I don't do anything. Just sit down.
Just sit down. That's right.
Thank you so much. Just confirmation. That's what I want. I appreciate it.
See you, buddy.
Bye-bye.
Just sit down. That's what we got to do. We got to sit down, take a deep breath, meditate, try to make our case stronger, and just wait, because this is going to be some long ass stuff. MS says, this is a very stressful job you're doing for the community. Thank you, Jimmy. Is it normal to be scheduled for another interview? I-130, 765, and I-131 was all approved. Well, nurse, I would say that means there's something in the green card application that has them worried. So that's not so great. All right, let's go to Lalu. Hello.
Hi, Jim. How are you doing?
Great. How are you doing?
Doing okay. I have good news and a question which is I'm worried about it. So me and my son had the N400 interview, and my son got approved for the citizenship, the naturalization, and I got a notice of continuance, which is like a 4-page notice, and yeah, the interview went well. It was like really stroke interview, but I questioned I answered everything, and the only thing which matters is like I had a car accident in 2019, and so the officer wanted me to give me more. So she sent me the notice of continuance, and so I went to the I'm digging out. This is just an FYI. I was never arrested in my life. Had no crime records. I have citations of traffic tickets, like 6, 7 and says they are taking. Okay, I can read you out. I have also sent you a brief email yesterday. It won't be on my name; it's my real name, and I send you the whole letter to just get an advice from you.
Yeah,
so, sorry, go ahead.
So how did you get your green card through marriage?
Yes, I got green card through marriage, and I got divorced as well.
Okay. So, okay.
So it was a complicated case, but I was prepared. I spoke to you maybe 4 or 5 months ago, and you advised me, and everything went well. We applied in November, me and my son, and we got interview like it was in this March. So
you applied on the 5-year rule.
5-year rule, yes.
Okay, and you said they had like a Stokes interview, like they were asking you questions about the marriage.
So the lady officer started telling me, saying, I may go all the way back whenever I want to, and if you are uncomfortable, just tell me. I will just stop this interview and call it a day. And I said, ma'am, I'm ready. You ask me anything. I'm fine. I have nothing to hide with them. So then they asked me more questions about my previous wife, who passed away of breast cancer in 2012. And they were asking me my marriage date of the first wife, and I gave them my everything, like everything was to the dots. So that wasn't a problem. The only problem is they want to see, like they are asking me criminal, submit police clearance from each city and state jurisdiction you have lived for the last 5 years. So I have applied to my town as well for the clearance, but there are words where it's quite confusing. Like it's a 4-page letter, and so the accident which I was involved in, I was plead guilty, but it was not major or someone did not die or anything. So I went.
You plead guilty to?
Yes, I plead guilty. Yes.
To what?
To the accident.
What was the charge?
Driving over the speed limit. I went to the court and I got the disposition from them. Hang on.
So, hold on. Let's put this to the side. So just as the officer said to you, I'm going to bounce around in time of your history.
Mm-hmm.
When did you come to the United States? Did you have a visit visa or what?
Yes. So my wife and my son came here in the United States in 2010, and we came on a B1, B2 visa. And then my wife wanted to study, and we applied. We had a change of status, and she became F1, and I became F2. My son as well. So I was never out of status in the whole history of my immigration.
Okay.
And so
and then I think that wife passed away.
My wife passed away, and then I got remarried in 2019, and then I applied for a green card, and I got conditional green card. And after that, I never had an interview, but I also got a 10-year green card, me and my son both. And in between, I was divorced as well. I got divorced because my wife did some bad things, criminal things. So I reported her to the police, and after that, I got divorced with her.
So wait a minute. So would it be fair to say that your naturalization interview was the first time USCIS has talked to you since you arrived in the United States?
No, naturalization was I had a stroke interview with my second wife when we applied for it. Like I-130 and 485, there was also a hectic interview.
How long after your wife passed away did you get married to the U.S. citizen?
My wife passed away in 2012, and I got married in 2019.
So you were out of status for 7 years?
No, I was not. I was a student. I maintained my status, and I was going to school and everything.
Okay.
So I was F1 when I applied, and my son was F2.
So what kind of crimes does wife number 2 did she have?
So she sexually it was child abuse. She was doing bad things with my son, and as soon as I found out, I just reported it to the police, and then the child, what is it, the child safety agency get in, and then my son was interviewed, I was interviewed, and they indicted my wife, and my wife ran away in September 2022.
Wow.
And
I'm sorry.
It was crazy. It was crazy, man. But you know, I've been through place, but I am really, I don't have even words. The way you have helped me, man, I am truly appreciating it. And this is the ticket, which is because the officer was asking me questions about that more. Uh, Also, one thing I observed in the interview was, it sounds like the officer already knew what the bad wife did, the second wife, which I got divorced with. So she didn't ask me a lot of questions. She just asked me, do you know your wife's birthday, like which you divorced? I said, yeah, sure, I know everything. The marriage was in good faith. I loved her, but then when I found out, this was like devastating on my end.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Mhm.
basically, you got a checklist for the traffic stuff. That's it.
Yeah, all it says is like, but it's a four. So it says submit original certificate. Certified copies are from September 2014, January 2015, March 2017, December 2019 to December 2024 of all criminal records and court dispositions showing how each incident was resolved. So this is my confusion here. Also, Jim, one more thing, because I am.
Wait. So did you
Okay.
have criminal stuff on all those days? What are those days? What are they talking about? Traffic?
These are all my traffic citations.
Okay.
These are all my traffic. I got like speeding ticket, not obeying the signal, like that.
Okay, so what's the question?
So my question is, I went for my criminal background check agency, like I called the state police, and now they have two different type of tests. Like it says access and review or UCIA. So I just want to like be on the safer side. Like what shall I submit to this query?
Well, here's what I would say. I don't know the answer to that question because every state is different. I think you should, if I got a 4-page checklist, that's a really long checklist after a naturalization interview. I would think about hiring an attorney to help you track all that stuff down because it's going to be a lot. You got 5 traffic things.
Right. And
I
went to the court. So this the accident incident which happened in 2019. I have the ticket in front of me. It says nature of offense: driving too fast for the condition or failure to reduce speed to avoid an accident. And that was the thing. And no court appearance required. But I still went to the court because I wanted to. It's a word where I just paid $250. The judge said, give me supervision.
Lalu. You need to get. I have to go because we're over time. I'm going to take Nor.
My bad.
I'm just saying you've got to be very methodical. Go court by court. You got to get them what was the original charge, what did it get amended to, and proof that it was paid. That's what you need for all 5. Okay.
Right. And so there. Okay. And do you know any lawyer? Who do I contact with?
Yeah, we can help you with it. Just send us an email, okay?
I have yesterday sent you an email with my real name.
Yeah, they'll get back to you tomorrow. All right, thanks.
Okay, thank you.
Bye. All right, everybody, that'll do it for today's show. We'll be back tomorrow, probably around 12:30. I'll be back out again in Troy with Nor for her softball practice. I hope you all have a great day, a good night. Happy fasting. If you're fasting, big ups to all the yardies. And I hope you all have a good day. See ya. I'm great about that, other than trying to help people who are in a state of invasion.